Good morning, 7th of February here today. Weather's atrocious. We've had rain, the dogs running around there. We've had rain for solid for virtually a week. There's floods everywhere. I'm fortunate, I'm on a high ground here. This morning you might hear the snow. It's just starting. It's rained all night, but it's turning to snow. Bad forecast throughout the whole country. Never mind. Just a quick update. I'm going to show you around the 3 different parts of the garden today. We'll just quickly show you. I've been shallots. This is just golden gourmet. Lovely one for the just for cooking with. All I've done is set them up in the 9cm pots. They're lovely shallots these, and they'll be great for cooking. These just need a good watering now. I've done this morning. Few stock plants. They look a bit ropey. I don't like to remove the foliage until around about the end of February, so we've got hard weather, and I just think it gives them a little bit of protection on the barrel. These haven't been watered since about October, November time. They're still looking okay. They just want cleaned off, as I say, at the end of the month. I am going to give everything a spray today. The weather's not good, so I'll work inside, and they'll get a spray with Seedling today. Right, we're going to put it on hold, and then we'll take a look down the bottom of the garden. Good morning, it's the 7th of February today. We've had an atrocious week weather-wise. It's rained all week. There's been floods everywhere around the country, I think. The northeast have had their fair share. It's just rained 24 hours a day. It's been miserable and not very nice. I have still been able to get down to the polytunnels a little bit. If you hear anything today, you'll hear the snow. It's starting to snow. It's very cold, and the rain's turned to snow, and there is a little bit starting to lie on the top of the tunnels. I'm down in the tunnel now. Just to show you what I've been up with in the last week. While it's been bad weather outside, you've been able to get underneath the skins of the tunnel and do a little bit of work. So I'll turn the camera around, we'll have a quick look. Right, we're in the beds. If you remember the last time I was down, I was on preparing beds. Well, I've got 6 of the beds done now. You can see all the way along. Systematically, I started with that one, went through, we dug it all over, we incorporated plenty of horse manure. The horse manure was about, probably about 8 or 9 year old. It was dug well in, well rotted, and basically I top dressed with rock dust, and with seaweed meal. That was the 2 things that were applied at that particular point. Well watered in, put probably a few 100 gallons of water onto the beds, and just left them. Week later, come down, I've dug the end one over, that one's been dug over again, incorporated everything back in. It's turned into a beautiful, lovely tilth. This one's ready today to be dug over. And these beds, these have been lightly forked but soaked again. So these, I just watered these yesterday and they're still saturated, so I won't dig them today, but I'll probably dig this one here today. We potted a few strawberries up. They're showing slight signs of growth. You can see the new little growth popping out. They're very slow because it's still, temperatures here are around about 2 or 3 degrees at the moment. During even daytime temperature, we've been lucky to hit more than 4 degrees. So they're slow to grow, but as the daylight improves and as the weather starts to warm up a little bit, we will get a little bit, see a little bit growth, and they'll come away. Still a few onions hanging up. I'll quickly show you down into the stock house. Right, nothing much happening in here. Just keep a check on them and make sure they're still clean. They've been sprayed once with Seedling in here and twice with conserve inside. They haven't been watered, they're bone dry, as you can see. There is a tree on the bottom which probably the end of this month, if the weather's looking good, I will fill that tray with water, possibly a little bit maxi crop, just to start them into new growth for this year, to get nice new leek stock for next year. We'll quickly look in the greenhouse. There's something I want to show you. I was in here last night and I noticed. Right, this is the bottom greenhouse. There's a 24-foot aluminium, 24 by 10. Plants in here are all up in the 1 litre pots. They're all looking decent. I'm quite happy. These are Cumbrian on this side, and these are Betty Blacks on this side. They're all nice and clean apart from one leak, and I was in here yesterday filling the water barrels up. All the water's been frozen and the barrels were a bit empty, so I was in yesterday filling the barrels up and I noticed this. A telltale sign of rust on the leak, and it's actually gone to where the pustules have grown and they've opened up. You can see it on there, all the way up on one leak. So I'll be down today. They will get sprayed with Seedling today, and I would imagine one spray should take that off, but if it doesn't, it'll get a second one possibly in 7 days time, and that'll clean those up and it'll freshen the greenhouse up and keep it right. You don't want to get any rust or any disease or pest in the greenhouses at this stage. You need to keep your plants clean. It's unusual to see that, but I have heard of 1 or 2 lads saying that they have had a little bit of rust in the greenhouse, which is actually you just need to spray to keep on top of. Leeks are going quite well up in the top greenhouse. We'll put this on hold and we'll make our way up and have a look what's going on up there. Cheers. Just a little look at a few onions that I've put back to seed. If you remember, in the heated greenhouse, this is in a cold Polytunnel where we are now, but in the heated greenhouse I showed you a very small bulb which had got caught with the frost and I had to strip down. Well, these are 3 of its partners. These were 30 inches around. These are 5 litre pots that these are set up into, and as you can see they touch the pot all the way around. Just starting to show centre growth coming out. I've just given them a little bit of water today. I might have to strip this one down. The middle on that's not looking too clever for me, so I'll give it a spray, and I might have to do exactly the same with this bulb as I did with the ones, the one that's up in the top greenhouse. I'll show you that because we're going to go up there now. A little bit of lemongrass growing away. I've just divided these. Bought a couple of plants and I've divided them up, put those up into 3 to 5 litre pots. The back ones are 5 litre. These are 3 litre at the front. Never grown lemongrass before, but we'll give it a try. Great, I'll go up in the top greenhouse and we'll have a look inside there. Right, we'll start off, as I say, I've come from next door's tunnel where I had the large onions, 30 inch. If you remember on the last video, this was one that I'd skinned right down to the right down to the core, to the 2 kernels. They're growing away nicely and they're starting to make root. I'll skin the rest of those skins off, and that'll produce a decent onion. It was 30 inches around, so that's good. These seedlings are still on the lights, looking very good. They're Blanchleek seedlings, Pendle. So I'm quite pleased. There's a few in pots on the other side, even bigger than those. They're doing very well. I'm very pleased. Just a few small onions, that's Guardsman. I did have, that's Tromboli, which is a new pot leek. I've got a few others. What's that one? That's Guardsman as well. I think there's a bit more seed starting to germinate down the bottom. I did have a failure with Tasco. I spoke with Medwin and he sent me new seeds out instantly, but he did send a different variety. He said Tasco had been a failure for him. I'm still posting leeks, believe it or not. We posted a few out this week. I ran short of onions again, so I'm going to have to, well, I've set some more onions. That's the GSN. My GSN that I keep for myself will be out of that batch. I've just picked 4 out. Again, a few more seedlings. These haven't been on the lights. Well, they got a few days on the lights last week. I've potted a few of my own onions up. They're not massive, my onions. They're in the 3 litre pots there now. I'm happy with those. A few of Peter Kerry's blue leek. Just put those up into 2 litre pots. And there's a few onions, just the lads come collect them. Moving along to the virus free. They're looking very good, the virus free. I'm pleased with them. Again, this is a Cumbrian. The first 6 were given light about 3 weeks ago. I put them out in the growth cabinets for a week and they did boost them. As you can see, they're fair plants. I don't want them any bigger than that. All the other ones which haven't been on the lights, they started to go along. For a Cumbrian it's unusual, but I'll just try and, there's the one in there. You can see it made quite a bit of length. But as I've potted them up, you can notice there, they're all starting to crack their buttons and drop right back down. They're all doing that, so I'm satisfied with those. The Cumbrian is a fairly short leek anyway, so I wouldn't have minded if they'd made a little bit of length. I may even put some collars on some of these. This is the ordinary Cumbrian, it's the original. As you can see, it's a lot paler in colour and it has the virus in it. That's my GSNs. I've picked 4 out. They are ample big enough for me at the present moment. The GSN is a notorious leek for splitting. It does split when it's growing, especially if there's any feed or anything in the beds. So for me, they've just come out of cells about 4 or 5 days ago. They're ample big enough. I certainly don't want them anything bigger than that. Right, as I say, I've set some more of my own onion there. We've got a few peppers, chilies, habaneros. The first of the peppers there through Akron. These are all my own. Right, these are onions which jalapeno, right, Vento. That's they're starting to pop through, so they've come through in 7 days. That's what an onion should do. It should be through, you know, in 5 to 10 days. It depends on, you know, what conditions you've got them in. So they are germinating nicely. I'm happy with that. I did put some Brunswick in, because the Cornish Giant didn't germinate either. Medwin's got new ones down for stock for next year, but I've switched to Brunswick. It's a large cabbage, but again I thought they would have been through in a week. They were set last Sunday, so time is moving on there. That's just some of my wife's pepper seed. So everything's growing away quite nicely. All I'm doing in the greenhouse, we're keeping a temperature in here around about, well, 48, 50 degrees. It's not too hot. Obviously I have heated cables on some of the benches just to germinate seeds. No extra lighting's been given now inside here. Keeping on top of the sprays. Make sure the watering's done on a regular basis. I've set these up in little trays and I'll water from the bottom from now on. In here they were sprayed yesterday with Signum. I am moving down to the bottom to spray down there today with Signum. So everything should be doing alright. I'm not sowing much seed at the minute. I'm full up, so in a week or two things might change, and as we get space I'll be doing a little bit more. As we do anything more, I'll certainly come back and do some more videos. That's just a little update. Thanks very much now. See you later. Bye bye.